Well, I actually kind of hate using Audacity, but the recorder likes to spaz and cut out words that I'm saying, so this would probably be better if I do this and record and just put them together in the end. You know, so you don't have to see that retarded mess that was going on earlier. I'll show it in the credits, bloopers, whatever you want to call them. Probably should have saved that. Oh well, but now that you can hear me, we're going to teach you how to be drawing paws today. I was talking to Fira the Omega on DA, and she said she was having problems with them. Not necessarily this pose right here, as these are rather easier to draw than a lot of other positions. But I won't be teaching you to actually paint like this. That would take forever. And this picture was done in about an hour, so. First, some different positions to show you. This is Shizu, my persona. She is a Javanese bobcat. Well, obviously there's no such thing as a Javanese bobcat. Javanese is a cat breed. And a bobcat is a bobcat. Her paw is facing us, but slightly tilted the other way. I won't leave her up because I know how to draw her from memory. Here is Ron, my rat character. Yeah, he's kind of cute and adorable right here, and probably hates me for putting him in that. Here, we'll change his color, make him look happy. Or at least, not embarrassed. Okay, that's green. Okay, he doesn't look quite so pissed at me now. Here's Yari, or her name's Yaritza, but this is not her full ref. She has raccoon paws and cat paws, so I will be showing you a back paw of a raccoon. Okay, our neighbors are being loud, or something. Loud doors. Anyway, that would be her face in her anthro form. Oh, mom's home. Okay. Seti, he's got really big canine paws. Leave him up. Koji, she's got all cat paws, but she has back and fronts. These are not paws, these are hooves, but I figured you may or may not be interested in drawing those, so I'll leave those for the very end. Yari again. Yes, she's a cougar-coon, racougar, craccoon, whatever you want to call her. She's a cougar and raccoon mix. I tend to hybridize creatures for no apparent reason. I'll pause for my audio test. And close this because it's wasting space right now. Just a picture I was working on. And I will be back momentarily after I go see what everybody else wants. Okay, back after quite a bit. And I forgot to show you this picture. This shows, well, one of my own personal species, but his paw is facing us, yet slightly tilted, and his claws are out. These creatures have extremely big paws, but I just wanted you to see how the claws sort of curve over this way when his paw is like that. Okay, now I guess we'll get started. First, we'll work on a side view. So we'll take I don't want to use this brown color anymore. Let's pull out one of my usual blue sketch colors. Okay, and you can use whatever sketchy type pencil, pen, whatever you're using for whatever you want to use it for. We're going to start with a normal feral cat paw. Sorry if these words do not make sense to you. I am a anthro-furry artist, so I draw both feral, like your dog or cat lives in your house, as well as anthropaws, and there is somewhat of a difference when it comes to drawing front paws. Back paws are the same as the animal's back feet, but I'm not showing you how to draw hand paws, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah. If you have any questions, just put them in the comment section. And I'm not really telling you what I'm doing here, but I will go back over it in a different color. This guy's obviously walking forward. But there's the basic shape of his foot. His ankle would be about right there, so we'll go over that in red. You've basically got this triangular, trapezoidy type shape. Then you've got something that looks like another trapezoid. Then a circle for the heel. And then, well, a weird shaped rectangle. Looks like that. That looks really retarded, but if you need guidelines, that's how you do them. The next step would be to add the toes, which basically, if you don't want to actually draw them in yet, lines that would dictate toes look like that. And we'll go back to showing the next part. And I don't really need to zoom in for this. And for the paw pads, which are probably what either gets forgotten or not drawn, I prefer to have paw pads on my kitties. You put these like this, sort of. Harder to see on the sketch, but they go like this. This side goes like this. And now you've got paw pads under your toes. You can put another paw pad right here, depending on how your character's walking or standing. You probably won't see it, but that's what that would look like. And so you've got that kind of position for a back foot. And then we are going to put that in a folder for now, so I can show you the next kind. That would just be your generic cat paw. Pretty much Shih Tzu's paws look like that, but are quite a bit bigger. She has bobcat-sized paws. And now we can draw Koji's, or yeah, I guess we'll work with Koji's paws for the next pose. Next pose, we'll draw slightly. Oh my god, it's spazzing. Okay. Slightly tilted paw. These are awful guidelines. Please, when you do your guidelines, do much better than this. I am so used to it, it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, you've got these boxy, rectangular shapes. Yeah, don't ask who taught me to draw guidelines. No one. I just sort of picked up from books and stuff, even though they don't look quite as retarded. And yeah. Anyway. Well, there's your basic guidelines. For the start, This is a cat's paw, so she has a dew claw here. And she'll have 4 toes. I'm not going to draw them stretched out because I don't want to. And then you've got the top part of the paw pad. Cats have a sort of extra that in the paw pad. Dogs don't. I'll show you when I do Seti's paws. But yeah, you've got that. Then there's pretty much lines that go through there that you probably won't see. Cats also have the paw pad right in here on their dew claw. It's harder to see. And a lot of them have one down here. Then, for the next step, you can see that paw pad now. Since this is the bottom, you can see it a lot more than if it were from the front view, as the front view would hide it. These should be round, but also fluffy around one side, or two, kind of. I can't count, obviously, today. Don't make them too fluffy, you won't be able to see the shape, but basic fluffiness, because, well, there's always fluff between the actual toes. Here's another toe. It's kind of messed up, but hey. Toe and slight fluffiness. And then some fluffiness going up the paw. This pad is really small. Tars have big feet, so I'm going to make it a bit bigger so you can see it. Then you've got the top part generally looks the same as normal, like our guidelines, and then you've got a bit of fluff going right at the bottom where this curved line is, and the other curved line. So you've pretty much got this. For a paw facing this way, and you can fix it up as much or little as you want. It's kind of a preference. That's just how I draw them. Okay. Why do people only text me when I'm busy? Okay, well, there's that paw. Her claw slits are, one would be about right there, and the other ones you can't see because of the position her paw is in. And now we can work on a different position. We used Koji's paw. I can show you a back paw later. But those would be front of a cat's paw. They still have Seti. I guess I'll show you the back paw now. Basically the same as the anthro paw, only it'll be quite a bit longer, depending on how you draw your anthro's legs. It may or may not be exactly the same. And God, that's awful. Okay. Yes, I tend to talk to myself a lot. Sorry, you can mute it, but I'm not exactly sure, and I'll be saying something useful again, so probably best not to do that just now. We'll pretend this is a very short leg. In which case, that's probably leaning back up towards the knee. Okay. Oh, there's a back leg shape thing. Toe, 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 and you could put one back here if you want. Most cats and dogs do not have a dew claw right here or whatever. There are certain breeds like the Great Pyrenees or whatever you call that. It's a big white fluffy dog that has them up here. There are also some cats that are polydactyl. They have two dew claws on their front paw and look like they have thumbs. Yeah, here's an awful quick sketch. Yeah, there's a back paw. And we'll put doggy claws on this one because I feel like putting doggy claws on them. Dog claws aren't exactly the sharpest, but they will work. They can be sharper depending on, well, how sharp your animal's claws are. Claws in the middle face sort of inward. The other ones look more straighter. I guess that's a word for that. Is that this toe? And that's pretty much your back paw in a normal position. We'll draw settings from behind so you can see that. Okay, so Seti's paws, he's got really big normal wolf paws. I didn't feel like giving him a dew claw even though he's a werewolf. It kind of looked retarded to me when I drew it, so I got rid of it. And here's his ankle. I hate when the computer does that. Okay. And then there's the paw. Here's our triangle trapezoidy shape. You know, the one I have no name for whatsoever. Toes. Okay, the difference between a canine and a cat paw. Canine's paws just do that. They do not have that middle chunk. There, and yeah. Okay, that would be his ankle. Well, his ankle would actually look something like that, I suppose. But it's kind of hard to tell since we're drawing the bottom of his feet. Just, yeah, kind of draw your ankles depending on how your foot actually is. This is not a tutorial on ankles, so I'm not going to spend time on that. Okay. So we're drawing the bottom of his foot now. We shall lower these guidelines and make a new layer. Not be stupid. Okay. You don't exactly have to do this all in a new layer, but if you're using a program like Sci or Photoshop, it's very useful. So you don't have to go back later and erase a bunch of things. If you're using something like Paint, there are actually, you just color in a different color and then erase that one color. I used to have a tutorial on that. It's on a flash drive somewhere. I did it for class, but hey, if it's ever needed, maybe one day I'll dig it up. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to do that anyway. We're drawing his claws. Claws actually have a shovel-y shape on the bottom. Well, dog claws do. Cat claws are kind of just really sharp. And you draw the fluff around his toes, because he has a lot of fluff around his toes. You may or may not see this in your line art. I don't know how you do your line art. In my own line art, I probably almost never see it unless I purposely draw it so I can see it. And yeah, so that tends not to work out too well with me, but you can draw a little extra fluff around right where his claws look like they are. And here, in that shovel-y shape again. And some fluff here. Fluff. Its other paw pad toe.